From each century, the virus has been created by different species that can kill people without antibiotics. Hundreds and thousands of people had died by touching people, talking to people, and even close contact with group communication. From each virus has their own ways to get people infected without even knowing you're sick. When a virus tries to contact with the human, it consumes the person within about a few days and killing the host. The coronavirus had the deadliest rate and fast to contain the virus without even knowing from a few days until after 2 weeks has passed. There are research shows that it can help people to find out the connection of the coronavirus origins and how does it impact the people in society and how we live in today. The origin of coronavirus have been hidden in Wuhan, where a specific kind of animal that transmits food into the virus. For example, from the situation summary of the CDC, they say all three of these viruses have origin in bats. The sequence of the U.S. patient are similar towards the one in China, intentionally posted, suggesting a likely single recent emerge of the virus has been animal reservoir. That China has some links in the large seafood and living animal market, suggesting that animal to person spreads means that most of the virus came from bats, and China got one of the bats in animals market that can spread their disease easily, similar towards the Ebola virus, but much more worse during the winter seasons. Another example shows that coronavirus have the largest family. The virus are common in people and many different species from animals, including camels, cattle, cats, and bats, rarely. This represents how coronavirus can outbreak can be any other animals without even knowing they are common from a small percent of death rate on people. These are the origin of how to get them. There are some ways to protect yourself spreading the virus because there are no cure during this time. For example, from the University of Harvard of Medical School, they say avoid close contact with people who are sick, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth, stay home when you're sick, cover and cough you sneezing with tissues, then throw tissue into the trash, and always and most importantly, wash your hands often with soap and water. Another thing that can help us is social distancing and always use your mask when in communication with someone outside. Knowing they already know they have it or not, they always need to make sure to cover yourself. For example, from the quote from the COVID-19 virus, paramedics spread one person breathes in droplets. When it produces the infection person cough and sneeze in addition, any infected person with or without symptoms can spread the virus by touching the surface. There are reasons why I have to protect yourself during this outbreak. When it comes to social distancing, a lot of people have changed their ways during after the impact of COVID-19. An example from most Americans says COVID outbreak has impacted our lives. Created by Norm, he said that from all adults, 44% says that life has changed in major ways. Another example shows that all incomes, for example, higher incomes, 54% says that it changed their wage in a major way, compared to the 44% of those middle income and 39 of those lower income. Lastly, the education shows that 61% of the postgraduate degree and narrow majority those with bachelor degree, 54% says that coronavirus outbreak has spread their ways towards our lives in major way. There is reason why COVID affect people and lives and change their way in society. In the end, most people wanted to protect themselves from anything and wanted to make sure the society stayed the same. But it isn't true, people said. All things have to change and society have to change after coronavirus is finished, after not infected people around the world. The, ex- the people have changed to make sure to protect ourselves and others from new virus that can wipe out our existence. We use our safety the rule of the CDC to prevent us from facing deadly virus to see the three sources that I put. The link to surrounding to understand and make sure how dangerous the virus can be in the future and fruit you put yourself to the better world.